Hey, welcome to another video I'm doing on X-Force, and in this one, I thought it would be kind of funny to just name it Oops. This won't be a really long video. Got some things I gotta do here shortly, and trying to catch up with a friend. Um, yeah. So let's just get into this, because I don't know if it has something to do with the 7.0 update or not. Um, but let's just say, like, if it is something to do with Egosoft changing things, like, awesome for one, and well, that sucks at the same time. Um, and I'll explain why. And this is a really good demonstration of just how amazing it is to have how many variables you should probably juggle at one time when you're thinking about the complexity of this game. When you start to approach a late game and you've dumped dozens and dozens, if not like 100 or plus more hours into your single game save, little tiny things should be taken into account early on because they could snowball into something very, very bad later. And this is the first time I've seen this type of behavior, and oh boy, it's yeah, I'm pretty sure I can't do anything about this. So it's what will it entail? I'll have to do a new game, more than likely. All right. So if anybody's been watching my series, I basically was happy. I'm like, hey, I'm at end game. I got the Xenon relatively in check. It doesn't look like they are, but trust me, I've been beating on their infrastructure left and right. I mean, yes, they do. They've kicked out the Zyrek Patriarchy, but I could easily just send my ships in here and retake these and come back, and I'll just build like a janky defensive platform controlling the sector. But for all intents and purposes, they've thoroughly have had their rear ends handed to them. I was thinking about taking out these two shipyards, and as I was sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, I'm not going to do that because I want the Xenon to be a threat, right? Okay, well, that's changed. So I almost wish in this game you could destroy a jump gate or a superhighway, you know? I mean, they're objects, right? It's not like they're made out of unobtainium. So it would be pretty cool if you could somehow destroy these things because, they can be. Like you get to see that in actually the cutscene of timelines where the like lady does an EVA and just puts like a spacesuit bomb on the thing and blows this freaking thing up. Like so why can't my Super Asgard beam Death Star cannon destroy these, right? Because here's what I would do. I'd destroy this jump gate so that the Xenon would figure out their pathing issue and go, oh, hey, Terrans look like they're fun to fight. Here's why. Um, so this is going to require maybe some kind of spoilerish talk about side missions, but when we're talking about a sandbox game, I mean, I'm really not spoiling a lot here. So there are missions that you can do within this game that will affect the interplay between uh, different factions of the game. So notably, I did the Terran one where they are Antigone Republic and Argon unite and go to war with the Terrans, right? I figured, hey, this is an awesome situation to do. I've done it before on other previous saves. I was like, okay, this makes absolute sense because now the Terrans are going to have to, actually use their stuff instead of just sitting on a stockpile of ridiculous stuff. Boy, oh boy, was that a bad decision. Um, it profited me in the short term. In the long term, I can already see the snowball effect happening, and you may be able to let's just take a look at this map for a second, and you could tell me what's wrong here in a minute if you're familiar with it. So we're looking at in particular Argon Prime, Akaba's Choice, and Dignity Memorial. Okay, so if you look at this, you just kind of give me a real quick rundown, and here, let me tell you what happened. Antigone Memorial is absolutely getting its run handed to them. They've lost their shipyard here. This shipyard is under constant attack. Many of their infrastructure, even though it looks like they're doing really well, they're not. These are real simplistic production facilities, they're just trying their best to stay alive at this point, and they're absolutely going to be dead. Why? Well, uh-oh. Looks like they're linked on to uh, the Pioneer of Sagaris faction, and what are they linked to? Uh-oh. The Terrans, right? You might as well like start the goose stepping sort of thing going music here, some evil music, because like Empire Strikes Back thing going on. Because I just let loose a monster. So by having the Terrans go, war sounds good, awesome, and me being like, hey, I've got this awesome factory right here that makes insane amounts of money because it sells Computronic substrate to a faction that doesn't have a complex logistic chain. So to just spell this out, basically this station is all you would need ever for anything Terran except for medical supplies or MREs, which I also have the blueprints for. So, it's not to say that I wouldn't keep this factory going, but I think the save is pretty much borked, right? And I'm going to go into more detail. It's the Terrans, man. They're out of control. Like, and I fed the beast. I not only angered them and poked them and said, "Hey, pretty cool, right? Let's go to war with the Argon and Antigone Republic," hoping that I could benefit from that conflict and that I kind of manipulate things in such a way that one side wouldn't have a clear advantage over the other. What I hoped for was that the Antigone Republic, with Argon backing them, with enough sectors in the rear where the Terrans really can't get at them, that they wouldn't get rock'em sock'em. Now to Egosoft, I want to point out something that's pretty Captain Obvious here. Argon Prime, once if they have to rebuild their stations ever, why in God's green earth are they building them so close to the Terran armadas of doom that are going to come through? Which I'm telling you is a insane thing to see. So they're not currently here. So also, when the hell did the Intervention Corps decide that they were going to be part of the war? My understanding was the Intervention Corps is sole mandate is to fight the Xenon threat, right? Of which there is one, right? We still have a very very real Xenon issue going on in the galaxy. So the Intervention Corps should be using its fleets not for faction warfare, but for the very thing that they created in the first place, which were the Xenon terraformers that went all super crazy AGI mode, kill mankind, right? Let's terraform human beings instead of planets, sort of thing. But that's not what's happening. So these Tokyo's massive. I thought seriously. I wish I could show the fleet, but in the beginning of the game, when the chessboard, as I like to kind of refer to it, all the pieces are set. They're always going to be set in a certain fashion. Hop has a massive fleet here. It's why they've been able to inevitably pull Faulty Logic 1 off. Faulty Logic 7 is going to be a hard sell because lots of minefields and the very rich resources combined with well-established Xenon defensive platforms and warships means that they're probably going to be able to hold this for a while. It could be inevitable if they lose it. It's not that bad, though, to me. They also have Atia's Misfortune here. It's going to act as a draw. Frontier's Edge is even fallen. You've got to be kidding me with this garbage right now. So I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw this insane, and I mean insane, fleet of Terrans just coming through, and they just recently destroyed the station right here. There was an Argon wharf that was like hoping to high hell that they could hide their small medium shipyard inside Hakava space. Well, that didn't happen. The Terran Armada of Doom came along and were like, well, we got this. And imagine me sitting here going, oh man, the monster I've unleashed is not the one that I wanted, right? So what I did is I built this platform, and it was kind of weird because I got my orientation off, actually. But you want to take a look at this station, I think I'm actually calling it the defense platform. So if we look at the information on this, Basically, what it is just a gun platform, and it's a very effective one. Although if I'm there, the friendly fire I take is like real. Like it's simulated if you're not there, so you aren't going to take the hits. But if you can kind of imagine 140 or 200, oh my God, 288 L plasma turrets firing. I'm like, they're hitting when I was sitting there. I'm like, hey, I want to go over there and check it out. Well, this is what I learned the hard way. They'll put things on the bottom because these guys will absolutely decimate. Like they were hitting the bottoms here. I mean, there were so many plasma. Like it was cool. It was like a Fourth of July show minus the rounds exploding, right? And seeing them actually on fire as they went out. I mean, there were so many plasma rounds going out and then laser beams firing that. I mean, this K right here, I have a Falx division here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I lost one Falx, actually. But there was a massive Xenon force that came through here, utterly wiped out. And this place doesn't even have shields yet. Because I screwed up and I decided that I wanted to have Terran shields, which you can see where that's going, because maybe because that means that I need all sorts of Terran stuff, which I was gonna ferry over there, and in the process of ferrying it, I'm like, well, I'm looking at the map and I'm like, why is the Argon shipyard over here when it should be an Argon Prime? And why is it shaking? I'm like thinking, okay, it's just a Xenon fighter ship, just nothing's big going on there. I didn't have a satellite down here. Well, when I got down here, I found out what was happening, and this entire area, when I mean entire, I mean this entire area was full of Asakas, Sins, a Tokyo, and Asgard and they're all intervention corps ships. They sent their fleet to just utterly decimate. So there's no stopping that fleet. That is the fleet of doom right there. I don't know where they're at right now, but wherever they decide to go, death will follow. It's truly a sight to behold. Like it makes this fleet over at Venus look like chump change, right? So this fleet here with the Asgard and the 8 million other supporting L-class warships and lots of Kukri fighters. I'm not kidding when I say it's about 5 times the size of this. With just one Asgard though. I guess they has a resupply ship. They've got Tokyo. There's an Asgard. I was just sitting there going, "What have I done? What?" And then I saw that they were intervention corps, right? So it doesn't say it here, but usually these Asgards. Well, this guy is always going to be on. He won't leave here. This fleet won't leave. The intervention corps is meant to be a response to the Xenon threat, right? Yeah, not anymore. We're gonna completely destroy everyone corps because they came down here, and I don't know why they spared this wharf here, but they absolutely decimated this, and then we're like, huh, we'll be back here in a little while. We'll leave our calling card, and they just dipped, and then they went up into Argon Prime. And yeah, they came up here. I'm pretty sure this yard is not the original one. No, it might be. Actually, that is the original. So I guess maybe it was just not worth their gas or something. I don't know. They just wiped it out. Like it just was nothing. It was so fast that I barely caught it. And I wasn't able to see who it was. I just looked over and I saw it disappear. And by the time I literally was looking, I was trying to like, because all the ships are friendly to me. I'm like, who just it can't be like who the hell just took them out like that? Like it was that quick. The Argon morph just went boom. And then so I got a chance to see it over here. So now I'm stuck with the situation of I have a game with a lot of time in it. I'm doing really good, and the Terrans are absolutely going to destroy everything on Earth because, or except for Earth, I guess I should say, because they have me supplying them with all the Camputarian substrate they could ever want, in Getsufune. So let me find my own factory. Yeah, I mean this base is making so much money. It's just it's like hand over hand. But again, If I had to redo this now, knowing what I know, I would make this as something that could benefit me. Okay. So if I was to redo this, there would be a trade restriction. So I do have that in place. I've created a trade restriction and he's currently in that, but it's called lockdown for stationware transfer. Is what I named it. Basically, what I've done is restricted all trade with all factions selling my product. I'm allowing imports. I'm allowing the manager to buy things, but I'm not allowing him to trade any of my goods to anyone. Right now, this was initially meant so that I could supply my player HQ up here with the much needed Terran supplies they needed to finish their weaponry, because Terran's winning the story, right? Like their stuff is, besides their energy cell production, which is oddly broken, not as efficient as these bigger, the larger solar arrays that everybody else uses. Their stuff's just awesome. I don't know how to get around it, but it all needs that simplistic logistic chain. Now, when I say simplistic, what I'm getting at is, again, the Terran Empire only needs a few things. They need energy cells. They need, well, of course, Terran MREs, medical supplies for their people, right? Not needed though for a station, because technically a station can be fully automated. So those are kind of optional. So they have metallic microlattice, silicon carbide, computronic substrate, and oh yeah, nothing else. Energy cells, I guess. I said that already, but that is their entire logistic chain. Now, compare that to the rest of every other faction in the game, except for the Xenon, which also have a very, very simple supply or infrastructure required to build their ships. Like here's an example. Let me go into the encyclopedia so I can actually show you what I'm talking about. So let's look at ships. We'll look at combat ships, and we'll look at carriers and destroyers. So if we look at an Asgard, right? What are you noticing? It takes three types of things to make this thing. Now this is the hands down the most powerful warship in the entire game, and yet it only takes computronic substrate, energy cells, metallic microlattice, right? And each of these does not, I would call, refer to as a tier one wear, meaning you just need that and then the minerals that comprise it. So computronic substrate is made, I believe, of like maybe hydrogen, or I'm not on, whatever, one gas, two minerals. So just take mining ships and then a computronic substrate processing facility, and you got computronic substrate. Energy cells are literally just solar panels set out there. They collect energy and somehow magically compact them into energy cells. And then you have metallic microlattice, which is easier to make than even computronic substrate. Computronic substrate would be a tier 2 good because it actually requires you to have, I think, energy cells, maybe some certain minerals, and it takes metallic microlattice. I'll show you in a minute how that works. But do you see how simplistic this is, right? At most, their most powerful warship in the game takes 3 tier 1 goods, and really not that much, right? Like, this is a lot of cash, don't get me wrong, but it's not hard to make, right? Now, let's look at, like, the most powerful Xenon ship that I'm aware of right now. I do know of one, but I don't want to ruin anything. Okay, what do they need? They need friggin' energy cells. They need ore. For crying out loud, they didn't even need to process it up. I don't know, they just smash it down and make magical hull parts out of it. And then silicon. They literally just need to mine and bring it in and store it, and then get some energy cells, and bam, they can make their most powerful warship. Okay, well, that's broken. Now let's look at what. It doesn't matter. Let's just choose the Colossus. Okay, so here's the Terran part, right? Okay, now we're not talking about hard points. That should also be noted, or main batteries. Okay, energy cells. You're like, oh, well, see, they're pretty easy. 13,000 hull parts. What? Like that's a lot of hull parts, man. Like seriously, no joke. But yeah, could it be done? And that's actually not too expensive now that I think about it. Let's look at the Barbarossa. I'm kind of curious. Hull parts, energy. So I guess when you're looking at the bare hull, maybe I'm looking at this a little bit wrong. Okay, so maybe it'd be better if we look at the actual weaponry. So let's look at weapons. Under equipment. No. Military weapons. Okay. So the Argon Beam Behemoth's main battery. Okay, it takes weapon components, which I'm gonna. Okay, this is where we can start telling that where things start going off the rails, right? So these are, besides the energy cells, advanced electronics weapon, you're gonna be talking about a production chain to make it to that end product, right? I'm fairly certain weapon products. Let's take a look at that. So if we look at the where for weapon products or weapon components. They take plasma conductors and hull parts. Okay, well, let's break that down. Let's look at plasma conductors. Plasma conductors take superfluid coolant, graphene, energy cells. Get superfluid coolant, you need helium and energy cells. So that's a tier, we've worked our way back, but do you see what I'm saying? It's a more complex chain. Now let's look at the xenon hard hitters here. So let's be fair. So all I guess I can see are these. Oh my God. Um, let's just look at the ridiculous guns. I'm trying to find some of the Xenon Mega Cannons of Doom. I mean that thing's pretty nasty, but that's got nothing on these turrets. Are they? I wonder if they're gonna have the turrets here. No, the turrets will be right here. All right, so let's take a look at the seismic charge turret. There you go. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Okay, so they need turret components. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay, turret components, advanced electronics. All right, that is very surprising to me. So they actually need to build an infrastructure up to have these. But here's the crazy thing. These are actually only, I believe, only mounted on uh, the H-class, new H-class ships, or old redone H-class. This is your normal turret that is absolutely just gonna wreck you. These are the main batteries you'll see firing their little plasma balls at you that don't explode. And these are very easy. Again, okay, energy cells or silicon. So they're following that simplistic design. So if you have an eye out there, he's really not, he just needs ore, silicon, and energy cells to be produced, right? Okay, now let's look at the Terrans. Let's look at their, I don't have the main, how do I not have their main, oh, it's a battery. So that would be Terran's feet. No, it's Talati main battery. Where is the Terran main battery? This is just the pew 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 gun, so this isn't really anything. But then again, silicon carbide is the only tier 2, meaning it does require metallic microlattice to make it, but that's it. It's really easy to do. Capturing substrate, again, the glue that puts the Terran Empire together. I guess what I'm trying to get across is there's no denying the fact that the Terrans and the Xenon share a very, very, very simplistic supply chain to make at least the chassis of their ship. And then when it even comes to the weaponry, depending on what you're looking at, it really is not that bad. But when you look at, like, I don't know, the Odysseus's main battery, that is a lot of, well, actually, that's not too bad, but that's still, these are processed up goods. Like, you're going to need a supply chain to build this up, right? That's not so bad, though, actually, when I look at that. Some of these I start wincing at when I look at, like, because I know to make a closed loop system, to make that a reality is going to be this suck. Look at this main battery. Oh, man. I mean, that is a lot. But for my factory, to put it into perspective, the factory I have out there, this is chump change. I could make this super easy off this. And this is the most easily, hands down, the most powerful single weapon in the entire game. I don't know of anything else that even comes close to it. Even the Xenon ship I'm alluding to, I'm not going to say anything about. Without having it actually being seen on this game save, I don't think it beats the Xenon main battery, right? And again, this battery, uh, the concept of a fusion beam cannon for the blah blah was considered laughable largely due to the cost of one prototype being sufficient to build. Okay, Kinjo Dismir and saw it. Okay, so the AT was delivered to the ATF, and I believe that's the um, anti. I don't know what is the ATF. I forget. But they're supposed to be the intervention corps, right? Like these guys are supposed to be going after Xenon. That's what this gun's meant to fight, not blow the hell out of stations, but that's what they're using it for now. So I guess cool. Um, yeah, man. I just don't know what to say. Like, here's the main battery, by the way, of like, just to put this into perspective, here's the main battery on an Argon Behemoth, right? This is what it's pew-pewing. It's granted it's got two of them on each side, right? Okay. Its sustained weapon output is 1,489. Hey, let's have them fight an Asgard when they're outputting 316,000 points of damage, right? And this number, I'm going to tell you, is a straight lie. Like, this is garbage. Like, that is not right. The gun does take a while to cool down, but yeah, its burst damage is its damage, man. Like, it shoots it as long as you're holding the space bar till it overheats, or unless you're smart and you stop right before it overheats and let it cool down, and then you can fire it to. Anyways, in several of my videos, I've demonstrated just how insane this thing is. Very easy to take out. I've been attacked by an I think the worst was an I and H, 3Ks, and then I did have another K show up. No, 2Ks show up later. So a total of 5Ks, but that time I'm not including it. So we'll say 3 because the 2Ks showed up after my gun had recharged. So off of like arguably one initial a small blast, my gun wasn't even like it was 2/3 of the way, a little over 2/3 of the way to being overheated. Then when it was cooled down, I took out the Xenon ship, put a little burst into him. I learned from my mistakes earlier not to overheat the gun. Let it cool down for like 10 seconds. I think they were just about to fire their guns, and boom, finished them off with a real quick shot. So, and then I sat there and oh, look, two more Ks showed up, boom, boom, dead. I mean, fighters don't even stand a chance. No Corvette, no nothing can stand a chance against this ship. You could throw 50 of them at a Asgard and it's going to laugh at them. Like their shield recharge rate is out of control. Anyways, so getting back to the situation I find myself in, here's the inevitability. This is a chain reaction event. What is going to happen here is that Argon is too destabilized now. I would have to do something like drastic, like declare war against Terrans, which would probably result in my very quick death. Not to mention I would be cutting off my own source of cash, right? But it is possible. So what I could do is just set up a massive, insane super platform of doom here of defensive batteries to choke this spot off, and then I suppose I would have to choke off. Okay, so if I were to look at this flow chart, actually, if I could choke them off here at Getsufune, and then choke them off here in Antigone Memorial, I could cut off the entire Terran Empire, because they cannot make their way through this gate. If they try to go through the gate into Savage Spur, they can't. So actually, let me take a look at this. I wonder if I could do this. Maybe I will. Now, there's the best two spots to choke off the Terrans would be to put a massive defensive platform here, and then to put a massive defense platform here. But here's the problem. Once I declare war with the Terrans, it's going to be on like Donkey Kong. Like, I'm going to have to fight the big, massive warships of Doom, which I don't think I can do. Like, it's possible. It is very possible if I get on it right now, but that means I need to go to war with the Terrans, right? Which means because the game doesn't have reverse engineering without mods, I don't have the money to afford buying their ship things right now, right? Before I go to war with them. So that means good luck ever getting any blueprints that I want. Now I do have all their shield blueprints, so that's good. I think I have some of their small fighter blueprints, their engines, their basic weaponry, stuff like that, because I was in the middle of transitioning. So I want you to see, though, what the domino effect. So I want to talk a little bit more about this, why this is bad with a capital B, right? Well, we might as well just have it all in boldface, upper caps. The very thing that I didn't want to happen to with Family Zen, right? Because I know here's what I said in the beginning of my series. If this area turns red, it indicates that everything here to the left I'm surprised. I don't know how these guys are alive, but they should be dead, right? Because the Xenon is just a flow chart. They have no other way to go. It's like a tidal wave coming. They're gonna flow into here, right? And either split fight them off or they don't. And let me just spoiler alert: the splits suck. I don't understand why they suck so bad. They're a warlike race, but they do. And they absolutely cannot. They have nothing they can feel that can consistently hold off the Xenon attack. So it's just like an inevitability that they're gonna just get wiped. So you just need to watch here, and if you have a chance, maybe you could build a defensive gate here to hold back the Xenon. Like, yeah, they'll lose this, but who cares, right? Like, at least you're letting like the Emperor live wherever the hell he was living at. I don't know where he's at. Maybe he's up here. I have no idea. Anyways, that was one bad thing. But down here, when we're talking about factions, this is so bad, man, because Argon is at war with Hop. Hop is no joke. They have gone from what they used to be as like a running joke in the game, like really not pulling anything off, to a force to be reckoned with. So this is a hot, hot, hot spot right here, man. Like there's so many battles happening here that they need to put a whole new like debris field representing that here, because this is just insanity. The fact that they've hold on, the Terrans are slapping down the defensive platform right here. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, I just saw. Oh, and they're starting to build their own infrastructure. How cheeky is that? Like they're contesting this area by slapping a command and control down. Do you see what I'm talking about? So by putting this down, and Hop planted their flag too, so that's rather interesting. So Hop and the Terrans slapping their flags down, and then Antigone Republic slapping theirs down, and then Hop has another one up here. Oh man, this is bad. This is so bad, and it's all my fault because I unleashed the monster that is the Terran Empire. Yeah. Oh man, this is not good. Okay, well anyways, because that'll destabilize this region, which you're starting to get kind of a picture as to what will happen then. Because right, Hop, what is Hop doing? They've been trying to fight to get into here, and now because the Argons and Antigone Republic have been pushed so hard by the Terrans, Hop's like, well, or time to plant the flag, and then Terrans are like, well, we're gonna win anyway, so we might as well just go ahead and start building some factories. It's like this is, I mean, they've got multiple. Oh my God, this is bad. This is so bad. I don't know what to do here, man. Okay, so and then second point two contact gets taken over. Uh-oh, that's a major, major trade artery, right? With superhighways going everywheres. So they get access to the superhighway. Uh-oh, Emperor Palpatine's just going to be marching his way right it down into Hopville, right? Then these guys better start. I don't know if they'll go to war with Hop or what, but I mean, I would think they are, considering you have command and controls here. Usually, when you have two defensive platforms, not only is it a defensive platform, it's also reflective of a command center being placed there. And a command center is trying to claim the zone. You're warned about that when you put it down. this is a claim, like you're planting your flag, literally, sort of thing. That's their command and control center right there, right? I think no, Terrans have this weird L-shaped thing. The Pyramids command and control centers right there. Captain Obvious wants to say, and they've got a hell of a defensive perimeter built up. That's a special um, platform, the Y, and I kind of like their layouts. Like, actually, that's a really intelligent layout because if you can imagine this thing, it's bristling with armaments on both sides. It's put in such a way that they have overlapping fields of fire from every direction, and then these have their weaponry on the outside. So if you look at that, there's just all sorts of overlapping fields of fire just all over the place. So it's a very intelligent design. So that station's there. Like, it's not going anywhere unless like some, the Terran wrecking ball fleet comes along. Man, this sucks. This really sucks. Because now my money-making machine may have to turn into I need Terran products machine. Like, this station may have to remain on lockdown and only produce Terran wares for my own consumption, which really can suck. It really sucks considering the size and complexity and all the time, effort I put into this. But it should serve as a warning cause, so that's one of the reasons I'm making this video. Be careful what you're doing in this game, because I just fed the beast, and I gave the only customer in town that's going to buy Comptronic substrate, I flooded them with all of it they could ever need. I was like, hey man, need silicon carbide? Got that. Metallic microlattice? Got that too. Got plenty of storage here. Got all sorts of stuff. Come on over. And the Terrans absolutely came on over and absolutely built some massive ships and fleets because of probably me oversupplying them with everything they could possibly ever need. And now it's now I'm reaping the whirlwind, so to speak. So here's my options. They do not have. Here's the plus side. If there's a silver lining to any part of this, the silver lining to this cloud is that now I can warn you guys, for one. Two, I'm impressed by what's going on. Three, I need to do something now. So I may just go ahead and buy a plot here, figure out what I'm going to use for defensive means, which is probably just going to be my stereotypical Argon L plasma turrets with a mix of beam turrets or bolters here. Maybe I'll even just go for flak because I don't care about incidental damage done. And then I'm just going to have to go to war with the Terrans, man. Like, it's going to be happy fun times here, man. Yeah, I don't know. This sucks. This sucks so bad. Because I really want that Asgard blueprint, and the only spot that it can be bought in the entire game is going to be right here. And I'm not exactly going to be friends with them the moment I pull the trigger, pun intended, on the stations, right? So I would build them up and be like, hey, we're all friends, right, Mr. Terran Empire? They come flying by through the gate, and then I'm going to have to declare war until that basically station and come online, and and hope that they can deal with the onslaught of insane warships that are going to come through. If I had a little bit longer, I would have had my shipyard up and could have supplied at least M-class, ironically, probably Terran Foxes with Pyramid engines to the mix, but yeah, I'm screwed. So if you find yourself in a situation like this, build a gate at Getsufune right here. Build a gate right here because you want to cut them off from getting into Antigone Memorial because it's kind of weird. They will use this to just make their merry way in here. Now I don't want to, I don't care about the pioneers. They're not, they're not out to like destroy, the known universe. They're just trying to like find a new home for their people. They're happy. I've actually did that quest chain. It's pretty neat. The Pioneers, man, I'm all on board with, but the Terrans are wow, out of control. So, oh man, yeah, and the Soulborn Outpost. I have a job ahead of me, man. Like this, if I want to save this save. And I don't even know if they're going to be able to survive. Argon, even if I take the pressure off them, right? Even if I pull the pressure off Argon, they still have to contend with hop down here, right? And hop planting its flag and friggin' sucking contact here. Antigone Republic, I'm pretty sure they're screwed. Like, they've got one territory. It looks like these are the same color, but they're not. I'll just, spoiler alert there. This is what they got, man. This is it. They lose that wharf. They're super screwed. Like, luckily they still have their wharf. I've argued in previous videos that if the beating heart of an empire is this structure right here, it's arguably not the massive shipyards, right? Because you need all the ships here to make your empire run, right? Like, yes, you need the big ships too, but 2/3 of your empire or more is going to be the little guy, right? All these little ships you see flying around doing their thing were all made at a wharf, right? So if they lose this, it's game over, man. For Antigone Memorial, they're already super screwed. I mean, I don't know how. Oh, this is so bad. They've got a defensive platform here still. Oh my God, one hell of a joke. It's just seriously an administrative center, it looks like, and a dock. Maybe a defensive platform in there. What are the? Oh yeah. Oh boy. Yep. No, that's bad. That's really bad. I recognize that layout right there. That's a multi-purpose landing pad. We got a bridge defense going to a circular defense, piers coming off, and then they've built two circular defense platforms on top of each other. Where the hell? Oh, and then the admin center's coming off that dock. I don't even know what the hell that is. It's probably, I don't know, just a connector piece or something. I don't know. But that's pretty well defended. It's not super well defended, but it's still, it sucks. Now you can see if I do it fast enough, maybe I could make a difference, right? So, but I don't necessarily know if I have the liquidity. Like, I don't know if I have the liquid funds on hand to do this, right? Because I have nothing to make money. I could sell all my ships off, right? Like my trade ships and stuff, which would be the suck. Guess where my guys are mining too. That kind of blows. I mean, unless I want to put my, yeah, no, there's no way to do this. I mean, I could maybe build a defensive platform here, one here, instead of building one at Getsufune, and then try to make the asteroid belt mine. I guess it could be kind of funny to try to take over Earth. I'm just gonna go on a limb and say I don't see that happening because, look at this. Like all this I'm gonna have to deal with, contend with. I don't see me pulling that off. So yeah. Oh man, this is so bad. Oh, this is so bad in so many ways. I'm just trying to think of how I can kneecap them. There's nothing I can do, man. Nothing I can do. Alright, well, I'm gonna try to play this out. I'm gonna try to put my... God, this sucks. Yeah, this is really bad. I need to remove the Terrans from the picture somehow, and I don't know how to do that. I wish I could hold like a peace summit, like it's some sort of Gaza thing going on here, right? Like just feel like, hey guys, like you're just butchering millions of people at this point, we'll just not point out the fact that I'm the one who put them at war. So in your save, when you get to a certain point, you'll have the option to have the Terrans go to war with the Antigone Republic and Argon. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. And then you can also even have Argon go to war with the Antigone Republic, I believe, or you can at least make a cessation of trade. I wouldn't do that either. But prom provoking the Terrans into war, I thought would be a smart move. It had been in previous game saves, but something changed, had to with that 7.0 update because now the domino effect's bad. So you have to look for these domino effects. You learn the game. The other, all these factions are relying on a similar production line, right? So weapon components are weapon components. They're not. Hop has a certain weapon component, and the Argons have another, and the Split got another. No, they're even across the board. The only one that operates in weird mode is the Terrans, right? They have their own weird technology infrastructure that for some reason is just idiotically, stupidly easy for them to manage. And that absolutely means the game is not ready for incursions from the Terran Empire. Because they're going to come in and go, look at us, we only need, 3 or 4 products, where everybody else is like, well, that sucks because we need 8, or more, to make us work. And they're like, uh, it was already, that's what made the Xenon a threat, right, to the galaxy, was because they're so simplistic in their design infrastructure process that they really just need some mining ships, go out, do their thing, maybe a solar collection plant to a solar factory to make some cells and stuff, and good to go. Um, However, the Terrans, on the other hand, are just like, oh, we're just kind of like the Xenon, now I think about it. All right, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna have to do, man. I'm gonna have to try to claim Getsufune for myself. Maybe I can use the Void as like an Antigone Memorial, put a blacklist for my miners, telling them, look, man, you guys are not going into here. Tell the Pioneers, the Sagaris, yeah, you guys are cool. You can come in here and do your thing and do trading. Maybe they could still buy Computronic substrate from me now that I think about it. Although I don't know why they would need it. It's not like they have a need being pressed upon them. Unless they bought it from me to sell to the Terrans, which would be kind of funny. Um, but defensive platforms, so here's the good news. If I build a defensive platform, and I could build a gate defense, I don't want to do that though, because that's kind of a little bit ridiculous and you need hundreds and hundreds of millions of credits to pull that off. But basically what a gate defense system does is you buy a plot, right? Right as far close or as close to that gate as you can, and then you expand the access so it now will go over the gate, right? And then you just basically build your structure around the gate. But you can achieve the same result by just building in front of it. So I'm just going to go ahead and see. Hi, guys. I just want to buy a plot here. No reason. So, like, you see where it starts to go red like that? You can kind of go like bink, and then you could figure out whatever direction it is that the gate's in. Gonna be on the x-axis, and there you go. See what I'm saying? And now you just put your gate, your your thing, and you could fine tune it even just a little bit more. Like, the ships are gonna go backwards a little. So let's see. I'm not worried about the maybe a little to the side here, a little to the side there. You see what I'm saying? You could definitely set it so that you're controlling even kind of the gateway area, and yeah. So that's how you do those. Actually, I might just build one here. Let's see. Put this a little higher because I'm probably gonna go up, go down. Yeah. Yeah, that's how it's gonna have to be. So technically, I've just thrown I janked my way into that, right? And yeah, I'd have to pay 6 mil. I probably want to make this a little bigger than um the y-axis. So no, axis. So no, yeah. Click that way. One turn that way. A bit longer. It's just a little. Might be able to bring this in just a tad. I saw some room there. And I definitely need to make the height both directions a little bit better. So, oh, don't need that. Need the y-axis. So we'll just push that up a little. Maybe one more. Boom. Okay, that's a pretty good footprint for a defensive platform right there. That's only going to cost me 10 million. All right, cool. That's actually not too bad. Probably go an extra tick. And now I've got a lot of space to kind of work with here to build a platform. Let's see how it works out. 12.6 mil. All right. So I'm going to buy the license because I'm not trying to piss them off right now. Not yet, at least. So we'll hit continue. And now that I'm in here, there's a setting and I need to find that where it shows the skybox. Because I made that mistake before and I didn't build it correctly. So show environment. So there, now I can see the gate and I can plan accordingly. So I can come in here and I don't want to build a command and control center yet, right? So very first thing, show you guys how to build like a defensive platform. The very first thing I'm going to do is that I want to make as much of this Argon in nature, so it's really easy to fix. But ironically, I am going to start with these. Now I can afford to do this, so these are going to be towards the back end of the station, but I need to leave space for docks. So we'll just kind of do this. Now the reason I'm doing it like this is so that I have a means of launching lots and lots of fighters very fast, defensive drones, and do recovery options quick. Not because I want a lot nice looking dogs. There's just no way around it. The Terrans win, like usual. Okay, so actually what I could do is I need to think three-dimensionally. So let me do it like this. So I'm gonna take this boy and we're gonna no, okay, let's move you down and then grab him. To grab him, you just need to not be on one of these access points and then just move him around. So I'll put him underneath this dude for now. And I'll put a guy underneath that guy for now. So now I have 4 of these and I can launch 40 at a time, right? It won't take too long to build those actually. Okay, now I need to get a little bit creative. So let's look at the defensive platforms. Okay, so unfortunately, this is one of the spots where the Argons suck. They don't have a snap point on the top here, right? There aren't actually any defensive platforms that I'm aware of. Maybe Split? I don't think they do either. So I could rotate this around and get a little bit weird mode with it. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll use these bridge platforms to do that. Or I could use a Terran disc defense platform. So maybe if I go like this. And then through it, maybe I'll just make this whole place Terran and just supply my own goods to it. Okay. I need to get a dock in there. That's what I'm kind of sighing about right now. So I just need to kind of look at this for a second. Okay, well, that doesn't fit. I was going to try to figure out a nice way to do this, but it doesn't really matter if it looks nice, right? Like, really all it matters at this point. So maybe if I remove this for a second, I go to this, and I believe I can just use a normal base connector, snap. No, that's not what I wanted. I'm thinking. I'm gonna want one of these kind of pieces, but it's too big, which is what I think I saw from that other Argon station a little earlier. So I'm gonna have to use an Argon component here. Okay, so that works, and now I can throw a larger pier on the back of this, and this T-dock will probably work because it will actually extend out. So what I'll do is I'll rotate this guy around, grab it, and snap it. There we go. All right. So now we have a way for, now we've got the basics, right? Just the basics of getting in and getting out. So now everything's defense in nature. Now I'll build a command and control center, but that can be snapped on quite literally wherever I want. I could even throw like 2 of them on either side here. But let's start getting our defenses going. So I'm going to absolutely slap that up there, slap that up there. You know, if I went Argon with this, it would make a lot more sense. But unfortunately, like I said, they don't have a snap point below them. There is a way around that though, but I think I might just mix and match this to make it actually fit this situation too. So let's actually just get these guys on the sides here. Gonna just start sending the living garbage out of this thing. Like it's gonna be ridiculous the amount of guns, and I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need all the plasma, all the plasma I can get to throw at these dudes. So these will be my connectors. There, do the thing like that, I guess. And I am gonna copy this module at that angle, like that. Couple Argon platforms down here as well. I need to think of myself about overlapping fields of fire, right? So let's grab a normal one of these and actually build off the bottom of this guy. And then, unfortunately, I'm going to have to throw one like that. And let's go ahead and throw some more Argons around this. And the beauty of this is I can actually copy this. Once I get it done, I'll show you how to save and then copy your template over. Copy that module. And I think how I want to do this. I want to create like a barrier to these guys getting hit, right? So, because I don't think they don't have shields, so any damage taken to these will have to be repaired. Whereas the defensive platforms do have shields, at least the hard points do. Which in a way, I actually think about this from a different standpoint. So yeah, it's really cool how many defensive spots there are in this and how it works. But if you think about it, it's a large footprint for one, and two, these are actually closer net. All the batteries are closer net, which means if the enemy shoots at it, they're more than likely going to hit a turret as opposed to a surface element of the thing. Whereas if you fire in the central part of this, you're going to hit the actual structure, not the gun emplacements. That actually is a good selling point for the Argon platforms. So maybe I might think about redesigning this a little. No, I'll keep it like this. I have I can, with me choking off the supply, I'm going to be just swimming in this stuff, so I might as well utilize this to but that doesn't mean from here on I can't rectify that, right? So let's just bring these out one more. So copy module. This is going to be a pain in the ass to do custom presets on for the loadouts for all these freaking platforms, man. Okay, so now I need to go both up and down, so there's no way around that. I'm gonna have to use that Argon superstructure thing. There, put that there. Put this here. And there. Okay, now I've got the ability to go both ways with this, and we'll go back to defense. I'm gonna put one here. Yep. There, okay, that actually fits. Huh. That'll actually work as like a good like brunting to what's going to be coming through that gate. And then obviously I want to protect these essential spots. Put some onto the sides. Okay. And I need to copy this module to here. Alright, so we're getting pretty close to being done with this. Except for oops. Oh. Grab this guy. Okay. Off that. And click off that. And let's kind of mirror that up top now. So I'm gonna snap there. Snap here. Snap there. And now I need to create some inversion kind of stuff going on here. And I want these actually facing towards the gate. So we're gonna go like that. And I want to add kind of an angle. Let me bring this up so I can see it a little bit better. So if they're coming at me, I'm gonna angle it 45 degrees, kind of. So if they go flying past it, the backside can hit it. I might have, I don't know, how does that look? Yeah, that's good. Okay, not gonna overthink it too much. Maybe a little bit. Oh wow, that's not even rotated at all. Okay, there we go. Now we have like a slight, you know, as they're passing, the backside will be able to shoot them quicker, and they'll still be getting a fire from the floors. So copy that module over here, and then module. Module. I'm gonna guess this is gonna probably cost somewhere around like 200 million to build, but the good news is as it's being built, I'll be hopefully earning money and then rolling it right back in on itself. So I want this to go down further. So let's do copy module. These freaking snap points, man, sometimes in the butt. And then I'm gonna want to copy this one and right there. Okay. Grab this guy, copy him. It's gonna be a nasty. This might actually be able to hold off the Terrans, man. Can I get a snap? The snap. There we go. Jones, have that like that. Yeah, that's looking pretty bristly, but I want more bristles. So if they get to the back side of this thing, it already looks like I'm gonna have some problems. So let's just go ahead and rectify that situation. Some more defensive platforms just everywhere. So just in case they do there, we want to fly around and do a an inspection sort of kind of look thing. And okay, I don't want to build too much off one axis, but I believe this has a snap at the top of it. Let me see. Grab this, copy module. Yep, it does. So I can put one right there. I can even build another one right here. I'm surprised I got that snapped that easy. Right, this thing's pretty bristling. And I think I'm gonna even go a little bit further, man. I know this is overkill, but you know. I mean, it is the Terrans that are going to be coming in here on me, and their fighters are going to be all over me. Okay, so am I outside? Oh, I'm going into the bounds of the freight. These like approach vectors you can't block. So okay. Well, I guess I just have to do something like the front of that's pretty well defended, man. I don't think I need to keep defending that. What I need to do is get a little. No, come on, man. Seriously. So many snap points now. Trying to get. Come on. The snap point off on the side. I think I'm gonna have to just go. Boom. There we go. Oh, I had it. All right. That's the snap point I wanted. I'll probably repeat that one. One down if I can pull it off. Let's see. It's this platform. Yep. Do this on the other side. Well, I don't even know what the hell I just did. Let me see. I went one off that one off that one. See, these are going to be shooting each other though. I already see that problem. So I'd almost like have to simulate this. You wouldn't want to be here. Let me put it that way, because your station would just be busy shooting living daylights out of itself. But if you're not there, it won't. Yeah, let's put a up here as well. Okay, I think that's pretty bristly. Let me just kind of finish what I did on this side, I guess. Um, and one there, and I don't know what in the hell was I doing. Yeah, I'm just a little offset. I'm trying to see this. Alright, so this should be off the snap point. No, no. I just had on the wrong snap point. There we go. One more platform right there. Good, fantastic. Okay, now the unenviable task of drawing this out. I got a bad feeling, man. Got a bad feeling about this drop. I had a bad feeling that the front of this is just gonna get rock'em sock'emed, man. But I don't know what else to do. Except what I could do is, oh, wait a minute. Said I was done and I'm not. Oh man, that's a bad idea. If I was there, it would be a bad idea. But with it being simulated, maybe I could just get away with it. I don't know. Actually, I spilled some wings out like that. Wing out like that. Maybe repeat that again. These guys won't be shooting anything but the enemy. Okay, that's gonna work. Yeah, actually, this is probably like the way to go right here. This might be the way. A little here as well. It's so expensive. Remove. Do that. Okay, that's good. And I'm done. I'm done. For real, I'm done now. Okay, so here's why this is gonna suck. Because you can't like, I wish you could hit control and then shift and select all or something, you know, or control and hold control and keep clicking, but preset for station modules, see, it's going to be custom, and what sucks is, here's what sucks, because I have to go through and go, yeah, I want Argon, I mean, oh my god. Basically, every one of those modules I got to do this with, so I got to go confirm module changes, and then that's going to be for every friggin' station, which is gonna just absolutely and positively suck. Start questioning your sanity, but you know, at some point you just gotta go, okay, well, this is what it is, so Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just kind of like mix it up, start going from the bottom or the top until I start finally seeing my own um, or things that are already populated. I don't even know if I looked at number, was it number 4? No. I've already lost track where I was at. No, that's done. I know these are done. I'm just double checking. Check form up to 5, 6. Okay, I think that's all those for that. And oh man, all right, well, I'll just start from the bottom on this one. So it's good to have like those like separators in some ways, those cross sections, because yeah. I mean, I wish it would like tell you. I think it does if you hover over it actually. So I could just do this really fast and go back over it and look and see which ones are missing. So I'm just gonna kind of do this fast and haphazardly. And those plasma turrets are no joke, man. They that many plasmas firing at one time. So you have to like, if you do ever do anything like this, you have to at least go out there one time and look at it. Okay, so right here is where I'm saying you can kind of look and just see any that you're missing. So Terran disk, I'm just gonna highlight that so I can scroll down. Okay, so it looks like I got all these done, and then obviously there's nothing listed here, so oh man, there's a lot of friggin' turrets, man. But then again, they're going to be fighting Asgards and Osakas and all sorts of stuff. This actually could be fun. I could like make this like a the whack-a-mole. Whoops. Oh man, I'm totally lost right now. Just gonna randomly click on things and then I'll go back over and individually find which ones are not done. Oh man, this is a lot of, this is quite possibly the most I've ever done of defensive turret. It's whatever, I don't know. Kind of questioning what the hell I'm doing right now. Yeah, back up in a minute here. I do absolutely need to go get trees. Turn all done. Curious to see what the end cost this will be once I hit confirm. Should probably hit confirm module changes right now. Because, you know, something gets messed up. Okay, got that one. That is a lot of turrets, man. That actually, like I said, in a way, there's, throw perspective at it. In a way, it's like, uh, kind of mind-numbing to do this, but I could just save this preset. It's probably what I'll do. Maybe I'll share it on the shop, or if you guys want me to do this. There's people that make better ones than me, though, if I'm being honest. Like, all about ethics and morality. Actually, it is a good class. And now I think I'm starting to kind of lock in, getting just to the point where I'm just finding the outliers that I missed. Probably be like probably 10 or so still to go, but that's the majority of them I think are done now. It's getting there. Slowly, but it's getting there. So we're not done yet. Is that it? What's up? Oh yeah, no. Our module changes. Alright. This is absolutely getting saved as WTF, because I feel that's just at right now, or where I'm at. And for the little across the 300 mil. But let's not forget that I will be, oh my god, do I seriously see that I moved? I've got an entire thing that's like not set right. so I apparently snapped that one up. Great. Alright. Good news is you can move entire sections, so and I could actually, if I had been smart, what I could have did is just one module, made the changes to that module, and then copy and pasted it, right? So I just made my job a lot harder than it needed to be. Make it just look like it's a spaceship and go copy sequence and slap that down there. Then I could go copy sequence and move this, well, kind of like this. And let's move you guys. Oh, okay. Why do you guys think you can only snap in one direction? The whole snap point right here. Oh man. See if I go like, yeah, so, oh, it's only, seriously man. Those. I really gotta do this kind of retarded move. And yeah, let's go over here. Oh look. And confirm. Let's make it, why 300 million when it could be, okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is death to the empire sort of thing going on here. I mean, I could even go crazier and I'm going to. Copy sequence and move that wing. Whoops, not, yep, that sucks. Okay. Killed my soul there. Oh yeah, I can't fit that out into rejectville there, hang on. Like this, and move this over maybe, and see if this will snap. No, not there, right there. Okay, so let's take this sequence. Copy that. Right there. Oh man, yeah, that's looking pretty deadly. You see, I'm starting to get a little bit proud of my monstrosity here. Override plan, confirm module changes, assign a module hire. I should absolutely hire like a soul, like a builder from over here, because the moment I turn it on, it just like annihilates their own ship. That's what I'm gonna do. Hey man, wanna build for me? Great. All right, so, and then I'm just gonna have to assign what funds I have to here. And man, this is gonna be, I will continue the video later once this is built, and this will be the ATF AT, Anti-Terran Task Force Anti-Terrans, I guess. I don't know. I'll think of something really ridiculously stupid to name this station. Right here, I should put an observation spot. I'm absolutely gonna do that. We're gonna put ourselves a pavilion or something down here, man. I feel like that's just the absolute best spot. Get like just a front conservatory pavilion. No, I want a penthouse, man, and I want my penthouse right at the bottom. We're gonna rotate this bad boy around. It's gonna be an amazing view. Ah, yeah. Confirm module changes. Save. Wait, I want to save. Okay, I guess just WTH. Yes. All right. Yeah, get a front row seat to like the fireworks show from down there. I should put like a pavilion on the front. Just make this an overall like observation deck for everybody to just have good old fun times for the whole family. And boy, these snap points are going to be fantastic to try to pull off. No, that's not happening. This thing, has it got, no, it wants to snap onto the sides? What the hell is that? Should throw them on the side here. There you go. That'd be a good view. buddy. Alright, I've got my monstrosity station 5000 here. And if I could, I'd shift it over. I wonder if you can shift the whole axis. Up just a little. I feel like I'm sighting in a weapon system or something. Over just a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it might be too much. Hard because it looks like it's off, but it's kind of not. I can line that up with the center of the arch. Okay, that fits. Let's really at it. Oh no. Yeah, buddy. By the good times when you come out of that gate. Alright, confirm module times. I'm going to end it and I will catch you guys later.